Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So for today's reading, I've already filmed them. I just realized I forgot to do the whole beginning introduction part and share what the reading's about. So today's pick a card reading is what hidden personality trait is holding you back from moving forward on your healing path. It could be something that's a pattern from this lifetime, right? Different places, different faces, same thing over and over again. And or it could be from like a past lifetime that you don't even know why you act like you do, but for some reason you have these same triggers, you have these fears that you get put into a certain situation and it pulls you out of character and you're like, this is not who I am, why is this happening? So we have 3 cards to choose from, and so take a deep breath, feel what you're drawn to, and remember to always just take it with a grain of salt. These are for entertainment purposes. This is like a little spark, or it will just spark your intuition that you may have already known. I'm not going to tell you anything that you don't know about yourself. This is just like, okay, yes, that makes sense. All right, that's a new way to see it. It's just a change in perception, they say. So if it's not your story and you're finding that, it might have a story that does not resonate with you at all, don't try and force that to happen. And let's say something does happen that it is for you, but you're not meant to hear it yet. Well, let it go. And then when it does come around, be like, okay, I kind of had a heads up about that, so I'm not as shocked, right? So yeah, take a deep breath, and when you let it out, you'll be pulled to which one you want. And they say that healing is fun. Don't make things be so serious. There were some serious things in these piles, but it's a lesson to grow through. And once you grow through that lesson, they really want to say, have fun. You're meant to have so much more fun. That's what they say. Every day we wake up, we should be having the time of our lives. And so let's grow. Let's heal through this and pick your pile. Hi, Pile 1. Welcome to your selection. So for you, this is what personality trait from your past is holding you back. And so we'll go a little bit into the archetype of the personality. We'll go a little bit into the lessons and the soul growth, and we'll kind of see what past influences brought this about and how we can heal from it. So the personality that you have coming out in pile 1 is, it says the Virgin. So it says in the light attribute, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. So in the shadow attribute of it, it is the fear of intimate union. So let's look at the rest and then we'll start to look into this. But we have Hilarion. We have the King of Scrolls. And I must admit that when I was shuffling your cards, this one flew out and it wanted to be presented upright. So this King of Scrolls is a little impatient. I can tell that this scroll, this message that they want to share, they're very eager with sharing this. And so the last one that we have, is Love Life. So let me just tap into this and see. So what is this? What personality trait from the past is holding you back? Okay, so if this is something from the past, I am seeing something, an old love connection. An old love connection, pile 1, is holding you back from the past, from meeting a new one. And so I do see this takes time at about school. So here we do have the King of Scrolls, right? He's holding all the knowledge and the information. And then the next one we have is Hilarion. And it does to me kind of seem like a school setting. I'm feeling like it's very academic. So a love, that's what I'm picking up from that time. Maybe it was the first love. Maybe it was that I'm seeing that this first love, it is blending through lifetimes. So maybe that's why it's hard to let go of this one, because it did seem so magnetic or destined, because maybe you guys did know each other in a past life. You guys definitely had that sense of familiarity when you met each other. I do see that with this untapped potential, right? So here I'm looking in the past. I just see kind of like the old ghosts. That's what's showing me that this is lifetimes, that maybe in other lifetimes you weren't lovers per se. Maybe they were your mom, or your teacher. Maybe you were sisters in that lifetime, but you got along. There's a sense of familiarity. And what I am seeing with the little child in the front here is that with this first love that brought with this King of Scrolls, it seems like there was just so many plans, so many things that could have been, right? These could have been like, I'm seeing like land development and things like that. Like, could have built a house, right? There's so much land back here, right? Could have been a house. And then there was that baby in the front. It was like, could have started the family, and but it didn't seem to work out. And so what personality trait that's holding you back? Pile one, I'm not sure, but do you feel like that you are still hanging on to someone? Maybe they might change their mind. Maybe the universe will bring them back. And so I feel like I do need to get a whole nother deck just to get some clarifiers in on this. So what do we have around here that's arms? Oh, I did bring another deck. I was like, I swear, like, I don't know why we went out. But we got the wisdom ones. We forgot to get them out. So. Okay, so this is tapping in on the first. Spirit, what would you like to share about this connection from school days, be it elementary, high school, college? I do see it in a learning, more academic setting. Something where it was like a spark where you guys had the same interest, or, it was just like, they're telling me you got to understand that, yes, there was that interest at that time and everything did click, and it was like that jiving, but you guys did grow into different interests. So what's the card coming? We got round and round and round, but it was in reverse. And so, yes, this was past lives. And so maybe in a past life, there was a lesson for you to learn, because I am being drawn to this more like mother-daughter, right? This soul relationship was familiar because there was lessons meant to be learned, especially when it comes to family, like moms and daughters. They fight. and so there might have been just a little bit of residual karma to come up. And so we do come in different ways, in different bodies. So I do feel like this King of Scrolls did come with a lesson to teach you, to heal this past mother wound. I do feel like it's a mother wound. I'm not getting like a fatherly or a love or anything. I'm getting like this is like in the past, like, again, a mother-child relationship. And so what this person did is they kind of brought you in and kind of really did give you that inner child. It woke your inner child up again. That's what they did this time, because before, right, they got to be the parent. I am seeing a parent like scolding, teaching, like, and at least in this lifetime, they got to do the energy of like bring that joy and that spark again. and waking up the inner child rather than punishing and scolding the inner child. And so they did what they came to teach you, and then they had to go off. And that's why it's not to go round and round, because you beat a soul lesson. So take that scroll, that wisdom with you, send them that love, because that is true, that is pure. For those who come and hurt us, in a sense, right? It does hurt to lose that love, but what they teach us, when we all go back to spirit form, when we all go back home, it's all unconditional love no matter what. So with the Virgin card, it said, maintaining symbolic purity, heart, and spirit. And so that's what that King of Scrolls did. They came back in and they gave you an opportunity to clear up that past life residual problems that you had with another soul, to stop that round and round thing, so that you could maintain that purity in your heart and go forward into the next chapters open and loving. And I feel like that's a great place to wind it up there. And so I'm feeling a little bit of, you know, and you just love something so much and you do let it go, and it is with peace, and you do have that Spirit talks to me in so many different tones of breath. Like, that's how much is just your breath not being heavy. That is such a beautiful feeling of ease. And I feel sad about it, but man, do I feel so much underlying love because of that. And so it does seem a little bit bittersweet, right? A little bit of a band-aid. It's a bit, but I think deep down you knew it. You knew it on a little deeper level. And just every now and again, that reminder. So send them love. That's what they're saying. Send them love. But don't hold for that energy, and don't let it create a war within you. What they did is they opened you up and they freed you. And so that's, send them love. Because they love you and you love them, but it's not meant to be this lifetime. It was meant to help each other grow to be the best version this lifetime. So I'll leave it there. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Pile 1. Hey, Pile 2. This is your, what personality trait from a past life is holding you back? And so let's just see. First card we have is the child wounded. First things first, I can't help but notice the wounded child, the card being orange, and then from far away it kind of looks like very intricate patchwork. And seeing that does bring me to that every child matters on like September 30th. I don't know if the rest of the world knows, but in Canada, we celebrate on September 30th. Every child matters. And so that's when they went in and they took from the residential schools, they took their children of the Native Americans and put them into, like, took them from their homes and put them into residential schools. That's what I'm trying to say. And so it was a very traumatic experience, because it's being uprooted from your life, your beliefs, your culture, your way of being, and then being told that everything about you is wrong, and then being told that you now need to be like us. So, you know, if this, we've had so many past lives where there's just been so much slavery in this world. Every culture, every single culture has a story of slavery behind it, and it's not okay. But it's only not okay if we don't learn from it, and we don't right our wrongs, and we don't let history repeat itself. And guides are saying we are going into that direction. There are so many things that are starting to repeat themselves that What we really, really want is just for everyone to notice the repeating patterns, because they're so abundant. And they're like, you know, when you see like a red flag, you see that it comes up in you. They're like, speak up, because that, when it comes up so little, it's just a little nudge, inkling. It's so much easier to deal with that before it turns into full blown chaos. And I agree with that. So let's see what other cards we've got. So we've got the Queen of Scrolls. We've got Uriel and the Sphinx. And then for the past life cards, two of them wanted to come out, and whereas the other piles only got one. So for that, we've got finances, and then we've got father. Weirdly enough, pile ones had the King of Scrolls, you have the Queen of Scrolls, and I got a very feminine energy in pile one, where it was about a mother healing. And then so for pile two, I'm getting a father healing. And I'm getting actually that someone may have just been watching all of them, and it's just a whole family, just both sides. And the healing has been way overwhelming. Where it's not only did you have to heal a chapter with chapter one, but chapter two. And so if you do feel that when it comes to the mother side of energy, if you hear this and you also feel like the mother side resonates with you as well, pile one might be for you. But other than that, I'm not going to try and bring that in anymore, because pile two, this is your reading, and let's just get into it. So we still have that wounded child. What are the attributes? It says, in the positive, what's the positive of a wounded child? Because there is a positive and negative to everything, right? So let's try and find the positive. It says, it awakens compassion and desire to serve others. It awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. It opens the learning path of forgiveness. Well, damn. And you would never learn forgiveness if you never were wounded. And forgiveness, wow. I've been really kind of like going into forgiveness, because there are points where you got to let people go. There's just enough is enough. You can't keep just letting someone take your energy and keep you depleted for nothing. But then there are those, right? There are those who are willing to try and change, and who want the best, and who really have your best interest at heart. That, you know, sometimes they just make a mistake, and that forgiveness. So forgiveness, true forgiveness. They're bringing me down to these two cards. Well, the Sphinx. The Sphinx is surrounded in so much mystery. And Uriel, I'm seeing him as the messenger for the archangels. Seeing that yellow stripe coming back and forth, going from Sirius to the Sphinx. And so that information, what would you like to share? Well, that's forgiveness. That's the things. Pile two, what I'm getting for you is that because you were hurt, because you had the wounded child, you gained this empathy that nobody could ever experience unless they went through it. You've really been through the trenches, and you really do know where the problems and the where all the leaks are, and you know how to create real change that we need, because you were there and you looked around for what you wanted. And so now you're going to the places. You're like, at this point, I wish that I wasn't being attacked by this energy. So you put a plug. Over here, I wish I had the support of this. So now you've added a support system. You've done all these things, and you've stepped up into this authoritative figure for others. And because of your wounds and your hurts in the past, I think you're going to be very, very financially successful because of it. And so Spirit is saying, your forgiveness and your empathy is what's going to support you. What you give forward to others, not only, right, I see you help one person, that person goes and helps 10, those 10 go and help 10. You just helped, just let it snowball. But for you, I see that you transmuting that wound, that awful thing. They're telling me to read the shadow part now of it, right? Because we did say, what's the positive of being wounded? And it is the forgiveness. It's learning the empathy. But the shadow of it, let's say you don't learn that, well, then you start to blame all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, right? You resist moving on through to forgiveness. And so that's what you do. You go out and you see this dysfunction because it's really hard to forgive. Not everybody has the emotional capacity to forgive. And I see you being able to relate with others, empathize with what they went through so that they feel safe to share their story with you, say their real truth, even though to them it's the scariest, most awful, raw, meanest things they could say. But then you're like, hey, why don't you look at it from this way? And you like help lift them up through this healing, this dysfunction, because a lot of people are trapped in dysfunction and karmic cycles. And so just one more energy to the going forward. Let's see. That one. Okay, so we had time for a nap in reverse. I think that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people like to pretend things don't happen. They sweep things under the rug. La la la, like that is just ignorance is bliss, and it really is for some. But for you, I feel like you don't just lay down, take a nap, and pretend like things didn't happen. You do analyze things for how they are, but you also heal. That's the whole purpose. Learn your lesson, take it in bite-sized chunks. I think what's really cool, one getting from you, pile 2, is your way of analyzing things. What I see is you can be like, A plus B equals C, and C is healing, and you've got the recipe though. You're really easy at saying and helping people direct their focus, because if they don't know where to direct their focus to next, they keep saying here, and it's blaming and pointing, and it's just not a productive cycle. So I really do see this financial taking your skills, the things you've been through, sharing your story will support you. You've got a career coming in empathy and helping people through their problems and their wounds. So maybe you're already doing it, or if you're looking for work and you've been worrying about money, I do feel like your past challenges and the things that you've gone through in your past life are reasons why you have gone through what you've gone in this life, and it's for you to help. You're stopping the cycle. So that's a nice reading. That's so powerful, and I'm amazed by people like you, because we do need you guys out there just fighting your fight. And the best thing is you don't even need to fight. You just show up and share your love. All right. Bye, Pile 2. We'll see you next time. Hi, Pile 3. This is what personality traits from your past are holding you back. So the first one we have is networker. We have on track in reverse. We have Archangel Michael. And then we have baby. Okay, somebody is definitely not on track, seeing as the on track is in reverse. I always feel hair in my face. Okay, on track, in reverse. Somebody is not on the right path. What about it? Is it trying to say? North node. Somebody is not following their north node. And so what is your north node? If you go into your birth chart, right, you might know your zodiac. I was born this day, I'm this sign. You might know your sun, your rising, but what is your north node? Your north node is your purpose. So somewhere in that chart, you have a north node and a south node. And so when you're in your north node, that is you following your purpose, your destiny, your calling. When you're in your south node, that's you being in your karmic and destructive patterns. So I do see someone, when I see the networker, when I saw the networker, I just saw somebody who kind of is like grasping at people outside of themselves. They might think that they're networking for business purposes, but what I'm getting is the more and more that they latch onto others, they're not listening within, because these people outside them, they have their own dreams, their own goals, their own destinations that they're going. So if you hop up on their journey, where's your train going? Well, where they were going. So you really want to make sure that you're connecting with those who are going to the same place as you. So networker in the light attribute, in the positive, it enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Right? It's nice when you are networking and you are, I just know the perfect person for that. Let me hook you up, right? But what's the shadow, right? Because sometimes we can get too caught up in our connections with others. And it says the shadow attribute of it is conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. And that I kind of saw someone coming to ask someone for a favor. And they're kind of like, well, I could, but what are you going to give me? I'll reach out to them, but I've only got one favor for them. So you better make it worth my time. That's energy I picked up on. Not saying that that's you, but that's the scenario that they showed me. And so networker, not on track, Archangel Michael. Who have you been connecting to lately? That's what Archangel Michael would really like to say. You are a collection of, have you heard that saying? Like the 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with, you kind of are a makeup of their energy. You can't help but blend and infuse their energy in you. So the 5 people that you're around, are they on the same track as you? Are they going to the same train stop? Do their north node match up with your north node? Because when you're not in your north node, it's going the opposite way. It's destruction. It's being stuck in karmic patterns. And that's where Archangel Michael comes in. He's like, I really need to help you break out of this, because by you staying dependent on networking and connecting to everyone, it might seem like you have power outside of yourself, but what's really happening is it's keeping you like a baby, innocent, but not really getting to go out there and mess up your south node, right? What is your south node? What happens if you get on the wrong train? Like, seeing if you go this way, you know, you would have ended up in the desert, but if you end up this way, you would have went to town. If you went this way, like, there's just so many options and so many adventures that no matter what, as long as you hopped on a train, it would take you all over the map, but eventually you'll get to your north node. But as long as you are hopping on the train with, what are they trying to say? Curiosity and passion and wanting to learn. What the Spirit's really trying to say, especially Michael coming through, I don't want you to be dependent on someone else telling you where to go and what to do. Because their train, I'm seeing for their train, it just goes in one straight direction way over there. And this is where you are building. You've started your foundation. So being way over there doesn't help you. So let's just bring in a couple more action cards, what we can do to work through this past personality. So this past personality trait is being a little bit too resilient. I swear this hair is bugging me. What was I saying? Doesn't matter. Okay, so the first card that, okay, we got two. The first one that came up is come close to the edge. And take that chance, right? This baby has been a little bit protected, and so they've grown up, right? Now they're dancing, and here they couldn't even crawl, scooch, let alone scooch, walk, or anything, but now they're dancing. The next card coming up for this reading is Message in a Bottle. So let's see what this is. So for this to grow, they really want you to have this experience that is yours. We really want you to take charge and be the captain of your ship. We want for you to call out to your crew and let them know what you need. We don't want you to send SOS, come save me, come help me. We really want you to take the action and let them know what it is that you have planned for this next adventure. You might feel a little bit naive or too innocent to speak up, but you've got angelic protection. And so they're saying pick a path, any path, as long as it's your path and you came up with it. I'm seeing someone being so scared of disappointing another person that every time you make a plan, and if it's not perfect from head to toe, this other person gets so mad. What about them, Spirit? If they're going to pick apart every single thing that you've ever done for them, they don't get to be a part of the plan, right? You have this thing that you want to do, this calling that is inspired from your guides. They know it's best for your soul growth. You've got your cheerleaders and everyone cheering you on. You got friends here in the 3D I'm hearing, but it's just this one person. They just seem to nitpick and never be happy about anything. And I'm getting that they still want to be a part of your journey, and you'll be surprised that when you actually stand up for yourself and start going the direction you want to go and stop doing whatever it is that they think is actually for them, I see they're kind of I heard grasping at straws. I see that they do a lot of things. So these are emails. They send and do a lot of like things, but these things is just energy wasted like money. That's what they just keep saying. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of this. And this pattern, it's not going to stop. They say that your hands will just keep doing this, and the more and more that you keep working at this tempo, you're going to burn out. And yes, you have a lot of energy because yes, you are pure like the baby. So this might be someone younger, or you might embody a younger energy. Either way, I'm getting this young energy that is just so competent and capable of channeling this into something really great. And Spirit really wants it to be your path. Something that might, right? What is your North Node? Do you know what your North Node is? And so you can go and get your chart done. I always say it's nice to know your own chart, right? You don't go around and need to know everyone else's chart, but as long as you know your elements, sometimes you're like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But I do feel like North Node and purpose would be huge. So all you do is you go online and go free birth chart. You need to know where you were born and what time. Find out your North Node. And another thing is find out your life path number. I feel like those two kind of together. And so when you know what these two are, it's kind of who you are deep down. And it might be easier for you to understand who kind of aligns with the soul. Because I am seeing someone, this person, especially being the networker, you've connected with so many people who are so different that you kind of have this patchwork energy, and you can fit in with all of them, every single one. But which one are you? Which one is your path and the purpose? And I see all these people that you've already connected with now coming back and now providing you with this support that you kind of always wanted. But before it wasn't coming to you in the right energy. Either it was for personal gain, or for some reason I see it keeping you stuck and not allowing you to have the real information and knowledge that you needed to go and shift out. So the personality trait that was holding you back from your past is being a little bit overly networking and relying on everyone outside of yourself. Just for fun. I'm not saying you don't have to do it, but it would help if, again, learning the birth chart and your life path number. But most of it is whatever that inner calling is for you and your path. And then having those who align with your mission coming in to support you. And then networking from there. I feel like networking from the past is kind of your crutch, the problem to let go of, coming into your own, but then it comes back. Networking is hindering you, but it will also help you. And so we'll leave it there. Bye, Pile 3.